People are coming. Look who it is.
Hi, Aisha. Hi, Jenna.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh, Donna, no. Donna, it's okay. Felicia, I got Felicia was there. I didn't know you were going to be here. What an amazing surprise. Donna.
All right. Did I turn off the sound there? Or is everyone still there? You can hear me? I can't hear you though.
I can hear you.
Okay, good, good.
I'm
Sorry.
here. I turned the sound off. Carla was barking.
Now, girls, I'm just trying to figure out Zoom again and how to get the sound to share from my computer. I'll show this again, I'm saying. Just give me a minute to reacquaint myself with the technology. Share sound. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Advanced sharing options. No, that's not letting me share the music. Sorry, girlos. 2 seconds. How are y'all doing out there?
I am good. I'm enjoying spring coming back, coming out of this eternal Scottish winter that we've had.
I know, it's mental, isn't it? How's the weather back there now? Is it nice?
It's uh it's actually okay. Yeah, you can go outside without hats, which is nice. Still a bit Baltic, but the sun is shining a bit longer in the day, which is good.
Okay, that's good news. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yes.
Computer audio. Okay, perfect.
No,
Waiting
you've
people to come in. Like, huh?
I can hear you now. Oh, good.
You can hear me? Okay, good. Yeah, I'm waiting for some more people to arrive and yeah, and then we'll get on our little call. I don't like the way computer audio is being shared in mono. What does that mean? Jesus. Well, we've 9 participants here. Happy days. Okay, I'm just going to test this sound to see if you can hear it because this is the energy we're going for today. This is the song that we're going to play, and she is called Savage Daughter. And I want to just know if you can hear this. Can you all hear it? Awesome. Just give everybody an opportunity to arrive. Feel free to get up into your body, shake it out, dance. Let these words penetrate.
In the curve of old bones, I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I am my mother's savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice. My mother's child dances in the darkness. She sings heathen songs by the light of the moon and watches the stars and renames the planets and dreams she can reach them with a song and a broom. We are all brought forth out of darkness into this world through blood and through pain, and deep in our bones the
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And that's the energy we're going for today as we burn the good girl and unleash our inner oracle. That's what we are here for. And welcome, welcome, everybody. So good to see so many of you here. It was incredible to see the just the interest in this, like 35 people signed up. Hi, Kirsty. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Kira. Um, and I only released it on Monday. So I'm pumped to be here, a little bit nervous. I haven't been in the teaching seat for a while, you know yourself. I have to dust off the cobwebs too after a portal through the winter months and taking some time to replenish and revitalize my soul. And now I'm ready, all boobs blazing, to come back into the world. And I know that everybody's kind of feeling that energy too now. Everybody's really um, thawing from the cold, and they're ready to set this world on fire with our love, which is what we'll be doing here today. So for those who don't know me, and for those who may be watching the replay, my name is Saoirse. It's Misha Saoirse. And this means freedom. I am freedom in Irish, and I come from a long line of rebels and revolutionaries and storytellers, Sean Key, in my native tongue. And I'm proud of my place as the next evolution of them. And I am a voice activator. I like to think of myself as a dream liberator and a women's empowerment facilitator, and I really am passionate about helping to amplify revolutionary women's voices, to help them share their stories, to help them root down into their power, to help them really feel safe to share their gifts with the world and to step more fully into their leadership. That is what I'm here for. That is the dawn, which is the soul gift or the soul calling that was bestowed on me at birth. And that is what I continue to step into. Initiation after initiation, of course, it's never as straightforward as just fucking going out there and doing it. So that's what I wanted to call everybody in here today, to really, and look at the ways that we have been conditioned and programmed throughout our life and throughout since the beginning of time, since the beginning of patriarchy, where we have kind of lost connection to our voice, lost connection to our truth, lost connection to our power, and how we can claim it back, how we can burn the good girl, and how we can unleash our inner oracle. And it's going to be a fun journey. I mean, it's a lot to pack into 2 hours. I think we could have probably done this over a week or over a couple of weeks or months, but I really wanted to. The intention today is to just give you a taste of my medicine, of the energy of the Rebel Ma Rising, a book series that I publish. As I forgot to mention that I am the publisher of the Rebel Ma Rising anthology books, which are, a series of books that are really putting the feminine back on the map and leading the return to matriarchy, where women and children and life and the earth come first, and where women are feeling strong and confident to share their stories, to speak their truth, and to offer it up in service to the collective, to liberate themselves and to liberate others through their wisdom, through their words, and through just sharing their healing journeys, which there's a few of my beautiful authors on here today. So I can't wait to hear from you and hear what you have to say about the journey. But yeah, as I said, no worries if you need to go, Felicia, early on. The recording will be there for everybody. And at the end, I will be, letting you know about this beautiful opening that is happening, the next and final edition of the Rebel Ma Rising series. In this series, anyway, in the leading, and the first one was the rising in the time of the feminine. Second one was the healing in the time of the feminine. This one is the leading in the time of the feminine. So it's women's stories of revolution, and it's really going to show, what our contribution is to this revolution that we really need to happen, that is happening. And the feminine is rising, and it's fucking, there's no doubt about it. We are all stepping more and more into our power. We are all listening to the whispers and taking courageous action. We are all, getting out of our own way. But there's lots of blocks that come on the journey. And blocks, as I heard yesterday, is beautiful blocks aren't brokenness, you know. We don't need to be fixed. We just need to feel, and we need to be brave enough to lean in and to learn some tools and tips and tricks to be able to shake off the fear and, you know, just do the thing that is on our hearts to do, share the medicine that we were given to share, and speak the truths that the world needs to hear. Because I just think the feminine, you know, and the awakened feminine, the sacred feminine, that's who is the one who's going to fucking shift the vibrations of this world back to peace and harmony and love. And yeah, I'm here for it. I know all of you are here for it too. And I can't wait to get stuck in with you. So I'm just going to ask you all, you know, I mean, this is all about speaking your truth. Maybe pop into the comment box, let me know where you are in the world, you know, what your edge is when it comes to speaking your truth, what brought you here, and what it is that, you know, you'd like to learn, or what your intention would be for walking away with today. I'd just love to hear where you're at so that we can go from there, from that place. And I really don't understand how to get this big ping off the video. Are you girls seeing that as well? The computer audio is being shared in mono. You don't see that, only I see that. Okay, good. So maybe the recording won't be like that, but I can only see your little tiny faces in a box here, which is weird. But look, we just have to go with it. We have to go with the flow. So Sheila is in transit. Felicia needs to leave early. Yeah, just hit me up in the comments. Let me know where you are, what you're up to in the world, and what your edge is when it comes to speaking your truth. Because, you know, there's lots of things that get in the way, and it's a journey, as I said, but we're going to work through whatever it is that you want to work through today, and nothing is coming true. So maybe they're all happy with the way you're showing up in your truth, or you're hammering away there on your keyboards. But look, what I want to do, and what I really like to do at the beginning of all of my calls, is just really, you know, set up a bit of a prayer and an invocation for healing and for collective liberation, I guess, because, you know, this is crazy times that we are living in, apocalyptic times. There's all sorts of crazy stuff happening, and, you know, we need to, I guess, just take a deep breath and land here. Felicia is in Bali and full-time nomad. She likes to speak her truth, but also meditate on what it is before I act in pure emotion. I like to become super clear. Sometimes silence is the most truthful. I'm here because I'm curious and just feel like this is a good energy to be around. I love that. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with you know, not having something to say too, until there's so much noise out there, you know, and it's hard to cut through the noise and to find your voice. And we're pulled in so many different directions, and we've never in our lifetimes, or in the history of our, you know, being on this earth, had so much information pumped at us from every direction. And I felt like that too. I don't want to just be an echo chamber, you know. I just don't want to be saying everything else that everybody else is saying, rehashing it in my own way. Like, it needs to come from a real deep place, deep in our womb space, where we're fucking like lit up and on fire, and like we have something to say because we're being guided to say it. And that's what is important about creating the space to, you know, get clear on the conditioning and the programming and the things that are holding us back from speaking our truth, and then connecting into the guidance that is always there, into that inner oracle within, so that we can speak in a way that is you know, in integrity with who we are, is like, you know, authentic to who we are, and not just echoing everything else everybody else is saying because we think it's the right thing to say, you know. And like in this world, as I mentioned in some of my communications up to this, like, you know, so many of us, I think here especially, we're sick of being mollycoddled, we're sick of being pacified, we're sick of being tended to like wounded children. We want to fucking speak the truth until it scorches our skin, and we want to actually like say the things that, you know, people aren't going to like, because it's the truth. And so many people have been pussyfooting around it and dancing around it. And when we are women in this work, where we are making our voices heard, where we are saying things, the uncomfortable truths, that we are, creating boundaries instead of compromising who we are all the time, it's going to ruffle feathers. It's going to piss people off. People are not going to like what we have to say, and we will be disliked in that way. And that's against, our conditioning for us not to belong, to fit in, to not be relatable, to not be nice, and, whatever else. So there's so much to it when it comes to, being these brave women that we're all called to be, and how we navigate that, and how we bust through the fears and say it anyway, because it needs to be said. And if we don't say it, I'm sure somebody else will. But the medicine and the messages that you have on your heart, you have a certain resonance, a certain soul resonance. And as I always say to my girls, your words could be in the exact same shape as somebody else's wounds, and your medicine is the lifeline that they could just be waiting a lifetime for. And there you are, sitting in your room as the world's best kept secret, afraid of saying what really you want to say, when that's what's going to cut through the noise and reach the people who need to hear it, because they fucking feel it too, and they're afraid to say it. And that's where our role as leaders comes in, because leaders go first, and we get to fucking do it and say it. And yeah, so let's just drop in, I think, to our womb space. And I know a lot of us here are, we're all over the world right now, and we're all women with if you don't have a womb, that's okay too, because the womb is an energetic portal, so you can just bring your hands there and just like feel into that energetic portal, that portal of creation and manifestation, that that gateway to booking the earth. And that gives us the power to be these incredible souls that can navigate unborn spirits onto this earth. And that gives us so much power and so much potential to heal lifetimes and lineages, because we have all come from a long line of women who have come before us, who have all sorts of stories, and we hold that imprint within us. And the more we can tend to our womb, connect to our womb, and really, I guess, fan that creative flame that we have inside of our wombs to give us that fire that we need to burn the shit that no longer serves us, to ignite those flames of inspiration, and to burn away the limitations that are getting in our way. So let's close down our eyes together and just really maybe bringing your hands into a yoni mudra, which is like a love heart shape, or a triangular shape, and bringing them just beneath your belly button there, and allowing your baby fingers, your right baby finger, to land on your right ovary, or the space where the ovary would be, and the left finger to land on the left ovary, or the space where the ovary would be. And just taking a deep breath into this beautiful space, this portal of transformation and transmutation, this portal that connects us to everything, to every woman and womb that has come before us on our journey here, and breathing into her. And I really want to encourage you to make your sound audible as you breathe in, as you connect to her. You may not feel anything at all right now. You may feel a little tingling, you may feel a little sensation, you may feel numbness, you may feel sadness. Like, everything is welcome here. And don't shy away from whatever it is that she wants to say. Maybe, she's happy that you've come back to her, that, you haven't had a communication with her in a while or ever, and just really just tapping in, feeling your fingers connected to your womb, and then feeling your breath expand and how your womb space expands in your hands. And as you exhale, just soften the shoulders away from the ears, soften the heart space, soften the fears, relax into this beautiful safe space that we have created together. Inhale and exhale loudly. Give yourself permission to just release the sound, and sending a signal to your body too, that you are safe here, that you are safe to be seen, that you are safe to express, that you are safe to speak. And just breathing in again. And exhale, softening now down the spine, down the hips, and really feeling that connection to the earth beneath you. And as you sigh out, feeling how the yoni and the womb space kind of opens with the exhale, opens with the vocalness, opens to the beautiful love of the earth beneath you. Again, breathing in and exhale. Loudly. And just checking in here with the ovaries and the space where the ovaries would be, you know, the right ovary, just breathing in as if you're breathing in from the ovary into the womb. The right side is the masculine side. Thinking about the potential of the ovaries, the potential for creation, for creating babies. And letting that energy of creation come into your womb space and just make some moves in there, dancing around your womb. And then inhaling from the left-hand side of the ovary, where this is the feminine, the yang energy, and breathing that beautiful creative life force energy into your womb space. Letting those two energies merge and dance within your womb space, just allowing it to, you know, swirl around your womb and maybe pick up any stagnancy, any density, any heaviness, any sadness. This portal of the womb can be cleared and cleansed with this creative power. And as you exhale now, just imagining that anything that you need to let go of going down out of your yoni into the earth beneath you, releasing it, letting it go, let the earth below transmute it and make some space for new creativity to emerge from within. We'll do that 3 more times, breathing in to this energy swirling around your womb and then releasing and letting it go out into the earth beneath you. Letting go of any shame, any guilt, any fear, any traumas, any resistance to this work. Just allowing yourself to have an open mind. Breathing in and loudly releasing that energy. And as we breathe in this time, just breathing in through the Mula Bandha, like you're sucking up from a straw, sucking up the air from below. Feeling your Kundalini activating, feeling, you know, that beautiful, unconditional love of the earth beneath you coming into your womb and blowing up in the space that you've created now. And maybe you want to swirl your hips here and just really allowing that air, that beautiful, clean energy and air from the earth to come into your womb and dance around again. And imagining a little flame in your womb right now. This is the flame of creation. And this flame, it might be a flicker to you. It might be a bonfire. You might need to get down on your hunkers and blow that little flame to get it glowing again. Or you might need to step away because the fire is burning so brightly inside you that you're going to burn everything down with it. Just checking in with the fire inside you, knowing that it is there. Whatever this fire needs to be able to be kindled, to be able to ignite, just do that. Maybe get down on your knees and blow it if it needs a little bit of loving. Just feeling that fire within you, knowing that it is here for you to guide you, knowing that you are the torch bearer now, knowing that you are the keeper of the flame for you and for the lineage that you come from, reclaiming your place as a wise woman in your lineage, taking up space, not being afraid to step into your power and to shine your light bright so that all the other people can find you, can feel hope from you, can receive healing from you, can join you on this journey of remembering and just checking in with that flame and maybe just imagining that flame now flickering and burning within you, feeling the heat from it, feeling the fire, feeling the inspiration, transmutation, and breathing into it, knowing that that is there for you. We just want to rekindle that creative flame inside you to remind you that it is there for you, that it never goes out, and that you just get to tend to it when it feels a little bit stagnant, when it feels a little bit low. You get to blow on it with your dreams again. You get to remind it that it is the flame that is going to create the change in this world, not from a place of pressure, but from a place of, you know, you get to light this world on fire with your love and show up in a way that you've been dreaming of. So let's just step away from our little flame now. If you're feeling hot like me, you just thank the flame of your room for reigniting again. And just moving away a little bit from the room space, letting the fire, go down so that it's not going to do too much damage right now. And as we sit here, I'm just going to read you the spoken word activation that came through for this beautiful journey. The power of the sacred, or for the Rebel Ma Manifesto. We are the women, the witches, the mothers, the lovers, the teachers, the healers, the feelers, and the leaders of the feminine rising. We are the deep house dancing, yoga loving, tree hugging, adventure booking, festival frolicking kind of women. We emanate an unfuckable feminine frequency. We are the wild and the free, at home in our bodies, nothing to fix, everything to feel. Walking the path of liberation through our own radical awakening. We know there's no revolution without the inner rebellion. We are doing what it takes to truly have it all. No more lurking in the shadows, playing small. Creating a new paradigm of both and, not either or. Leaving scarcity and martyrdom at the door. Embodying abundance consciousness, reciprocity and love. Unavailable for victim mentality. Stepping into radical self-responsibility. Leading with vulnerability and authentic humility. We rebel against the patriarchal system by refusing to play a role in its rigidness. We embrace rest and pleasure as acts of resistance. We let life in by slowing down and opening to receive. We are sacred. We honor our bleed. Our word is our wand, our wombs, our weapons, lit up and liberated. Forgiveness and compassion armor plated. We are the risk takers, the cycle breakers, and the chain makers. Healing lifetimes and lineages of shame, suffering, and separation, sitting on our thrones as the queens of creation. No more doing out of obligation. We are the warrior hearts in relentless pursuit of love, freedom, and truth. The gateway to heaven on earth, impregnated with a whole new world. Our children are trusting in us to birth. We're taking back control of this ship and we're steering it towards peace, harmony, and bliss. Using our hands, voices, and spirits as our healing tools. No more giving away our power, going in the direction we choose. Standing strong as sovereign pillars of love and light. We do what we know is right. We gather, create, pray, and play in the realm of possibility. We are reclaiming the memory of our sacred ancestry. Resurrecting the mother from the oppression of patriarchal culture. Decolonizing our minds, bodies, souls, birth, and earth. Leading the return to the time of the feminine, where mothers, children, life, and land come first. We are multi-dimensional creatrixes, fully expressed priestesses, fierce protectresses, agents of the goddess. We are divinity personified, unafraid of our superpowers, living our dreams and wildest desires, because you can't burn a woman already on fire. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Yes. That is what I'm talking about. The frequency of that poetry just gives me goosebumps every time because it's just so fucking potent and true. And, that's why we're here in this really, really pivotal time on the planet right now. It's because of the witch hunts, you know, when they burned the women at the stake for speaking what they had to say, for being the wise women and the witches and the healers and the, you know, the trans and binary people, the, you know, even the men that defended the women. People, like thousands, millions of people were burned in Europe and in America. And we all have that memory within us, you know. And I know for many, for me, even at breathwork ceremonies and plant medicine journeys, I've even smelt the smell of flesh. I've felt it, you know. And I don't know whether I was one that was, my grandmother was one that was burned, or whether I'm the spirit of the grandmother that wasn't, you know. But it doesn't matter. We're all here because we're all part of this fucking um part of this lineage of women who have been ingrained with so much fear because we, you know, we've seen or we've felt or we've experienced really bad things happen when, you know, back in the temple days when women were priestesses and they were revered, and, you know, we were so connected to our sex and so connected to our passion, and we were healers and we gave freely, and that was all taken away. And literally in, you know, a couple of generations, I guess, we've completely been disconnected from all of that. So it's like this is a reclaiming, a reckoning, and it is happening. I even saw burned at the stake, and the generations and the families who were affected by that, which is just incredible, you know. What a time to be alive. And the fact that, you know, we don't live in those times, so we can speak up. And even though it is, you know, it's risky in this day and age now, because there's a rise of like fascism, a rise of racism, a rise of like dictatorship and the far right, and all of these things that are, you know, not allowing us to speak in a way that is inclusive, and to speak in a way that is supportive of those that are deemed less than us, white-bodied people, I mean. So it's a fucking crazy world that we're living in, but it's more important than ever to speak up, to be a voice for those who don't have one. You know, there's so many women right now who are dying. You know, there's ecocide, there's genocide, there's femicide, there's so much happening in the world that we have to, as women who have a voice, who have privilege, we've got to use that privilege as power, as purpose, to be able to elevate and the vibration of the planet, and put our voice and our gifts to good use, you know, and to stop hiding away and being afraid of what other people might think or say if we just stand in our power, because, you know, they're going to fucking talk about it anyway. So, oh, damn it. My note taker is saying I've reached the limit of recording. That's not good. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works for everybody. And if it doesn't, we'll have to do another one again. So anyway, what I wanted to mention, you know, as I said, the witch hunts were a time when we really were burned at the stake for speaking out, for healing, for sharing our gifts, for accessing our intuition. And, you know, then came the conditioning, the rise of the patriarchy, right? And they came along and they buried the ancient feminine. They robbed us, the matriarchal societies, of the way that they were living and loving and leading, and, you know, really living in harmony and balance. And even as an Irish woman and our Celtic ancestry, our land is very feminine, and our mythology is very, you know, there's gods and goddesses, and there's warrioresses, and there's all sorts of really powerful women in our history, in our mythology, that, you know, we're shapeshifters, and we're really, really incredible, as I'm sure many of you know on here. But they weren't afraid. They didn't shy away. And we've got to kind of really access that incredible strength that we have within, that memory of, you know, being unfuckwittable and just sharing ourselves and our truth and our voices and our services in service to liberation for not just ourselves, but for everyone. So what I'd love for us to do is, you know, the good girl, I guess up until about 50 years ago, like women, you know, after the rise of the patriarchy, and you know, men were in power and women were, you know, put into kind of subjugated roles, and were we're not even allowed to have bank accounts or to have jobs after marriage, or to, you know, there was so much going on, especially in Ireland, where I'm from, where women had absolutely no voice or no say and no rights. And then there was the rise of the feminist movement, obviously, that, you know, really fought hard to get us our rights and to get things like that. But with that was this kind of, our women became these objects, right? Instead of being the fucking badass, powerful women that we are. And even if we had drive and ambition and anything, what we really like, our biggest fucking dream could be to be marriageable, so that we could actually like have a bank account and have a man to like pay for our houses and stuff, you know. So with that has come like all this conditioning around, you know, being nice, being good, shutting up, not speaking our truth, never shining too bright, never taking up too much space, keeping the peace, you know, being low maintenance, always being positive, always being available, being palpable, not fucking, you know, ruffling the feathers too much and all of that jazz. So I'd love to hear from you, you know, what is it that you might feel is the good girl programming that is in you, you know, it goes so deep, you know, and it might not even be that. You could be an independent woman now, like you've pushed against the programming of the good girl, but now you're like fierce and you're like, I'll do it and I'll say what I want and I'll do everything I want and I'll do it all on my own and I don't need anybody. And you know, it's like a burnout kind of energy, and you're always striving and proving, and you need validation from other people, and you need to feel like, you know, you feel like you can't access your vulnerability because it's a weakness. So I'd love to hear from you girls, like which category you think that you would fit into, whether it's a good girl or the good girl 2.0, as one of my mentors says, which is the independent woman doing it all and being it all and having it all, and feeling burnt out and fucking totally, you know, out of balance, out of whack, because that's what it really is. And yeah, I'd just love to hear a little bit about, you know, what you feel the good girl conditioning is, and how it impacts you, you know. Like if you have a little think about it, you could even write in your journal for a minute, like where does the good girl programming show up in your life? Like what beliefs do you have about yourself or the world, or who you can be, or what choices you should make, or what behaviors are not okay due to this programming that has been ingrained in us for so long. I just want to explore how that shows up for you, you know, so that you can actually just kind of unpack this programming, because it runs, as I said, so deep, and we can't escape how deep this kind of domestication goes. Jenna, being too independent rather than independent. Yes, I love that. Shifting past the need to do it all and be independent. Learning to lean into support, but it's really challenging. Yeah, because we've such trouble with like receiving, which is a feminine superpower, and which is what we need to be able to, you know, not even push past the programming, but to be able to dismantle it and unpack it and live in a way that allows us to receive the support that we need to be able to thrive and not just survive in this life. So yeah, I'm hearing you. So what I was thinking we could do is, you know, just really unpack like programming that you say, maybe just taking a few minutes to write down, you know, do a little audit of your life and the good girl programming that is in your life, and have a little think about how it shows up. You know, what in your life do you consciously choose because it aligns with the truth of who you are? Or what in your life do you consciously want to shift because it was default mode, you know, from this good girl programming, and it doesn't actually fit the truth of who you are? Take a few minutes to write that down, if it makes sense, I hope, or if anybody needs any more clarity, please do let me know. Because what we're going to do now is just really do a little bit of a burning ritual. I don't know if you all got the memo to bring like a candle and a flame, but what we want to do is we want to, yeah, burn the good girl. And, you know, really ensure that we can let go of whatever it is that you want to burn away and die to, whether it is being a perfectionist, whether it's being a people pleaser, whether it's the victim mentality, whether it's this guilt that you hold, whether it's shame and blame or struggle or self-sacrificing, self-doubt, fear of being wrong, fear of your own power, fear that you don't belong if you actually do speak your truth. Like there's so many things that can come up for us that we get to really burn that fucking shit away. Like Callie, burn it all away, Callie, burn it all away. If it does not serve us, then burn it all away. So just taking a few moments to do that and to write down anything, you know, the stuff that's really clogging you up, that's getting in your way of being the vessel that you want to be. You know, I guess with all of us who are here as entrepreneurs, as women in leadership, you know, we feel that deep pulse within our body and within our bones to be able to stand up and serve and speak the truth that everybody else is afraid to speak, but it can rattle our cage and it can feel really, really stretchy and really uncomfortable. So it's like getting clear on what those things are that you feel like are holding you back, so that we can, you know, in a way just ritualize it, burn it. It's not going to completely get rid of it right now, but it's a nice way to do something like this in circle with each other, to be able to release, you know, on another level, the stuff that's holding us back. Taking severity from other people without sticking up for myself. Too much turning the other cheek when it's not helpful for the other person. Finding the balance of not acting out of pride, but yet drawing clear boundaries, as that is always loving to all people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Turning the cheek when it's not helpful. And that's interesting, yeah. Or like, you know, that sense of righteousness, like who are we to be the ultimate voice on anything, you know, and there's so many different opinions. Kira went to convent, primary and secondary school. Good girl runs deep. Always unraveling that shit. Oh my God, I know. Like every day, every fucking 5 minutes, you're like, oh my God, there's more programming, there's more conditioning, there's more stories, there's more shit that I'm just like, you know, holding on to, that's holding me back from my actual truth. So it's a really beautiful, I guess it's just a constant, you know, we're never really there. We're never fully sovereign in everything, every step we make, every breath we take, every move we make. But it's just bringing that awareness to it and bringing that love to it and shifting it, you know, saying, right, hold on a minute, that isn't true. That is my programming. That's my conditioning. I get to make a choice now. I get to choose what I consciously want to do or how I want to show up, rather than being in default, you know. And sometimes the people pleaser, or sometimes the martyr, or sometimes some of these programming kind of traits are do serve us and our family for the season that we're in, or for the things that we want to do. So it's not as if like everything is wrong either. It's just about being aware, so that we're not just running on default, as I said. We're running by design. We're choosing how we're using our energy, how we're using our voice, how we're stepping into our truth. So yeah, what I'd love for you to do is, you know, as I said, I mentioned those things. Going to have to put this little one back to bed. Might have to watch the replay. No worries, Rosie. Thanks for popping in. Lovely to see you. So yeah, just give yourself an opportunity to write down a couple of the things that you want to, you know, let go of, burn, and then we'll burn it. Has everybody got a candle and a lighter or a something? I'm working at the moment. I have to step away. I'll try to put you on the background. That's okay. No problem, Babs. Great to see you though. And good to see you're working away too. And yeah, keep us on in the background, no problem. But do your rituals in your own time. And the less we have, then the easier it'll be for our sharing. Because I didn't actually figure out how to do those breakout rooms. So I need to get an actual, what's it called? A lesson in using Zoom. See you later, alligator. And then there's 6 of us. So yeah, once you've gotten that done, let's just burn it. I'm just writing down for me. I really, really get to. I think there's been a part of me that's like being frozen, like just feeling like it needs to be that I have to be so wise and articulate and I don't know, just not creating the space to just show up in an authentic way and share the truths that are on my heart because it gets to be easy. We can make it really hard. We can make a big, think that we have to have the perfect lighting and the perfect background and the perfect thing to say. And like that's not actually true. People want to see you showing up in your raw vulnerability. They want to see the lessons and blessings that you have that you're learning on your everyday navigating. And for me, with my family, my first priority is being present with my children. I don't want to be constantly documenting life and I don't want to be consistently showing up on social media. I just don't have a desire in me to do that anymore. But it doesn't mean that I can't like show up when I want to, when I need to, when I feel like something is true and share it, um from my heart, because I think that's some of the magic is just showing up in your own energy and just really resonating. People feel that resonance so much more than sitting there and writing a post that could take you hours and then you're literally water it down because you edit so much and you want it to be perfect or whatever. So yeah, I'm burning the feeling that it needs to be hard. And I'd love to, if you want to, share what you're burning to, and then if you're in a safe place to actually burn something. But if you're going to burn the house down, we don't want you to do that. We're just really tapping into, this moment, really connecting to what it is that you are burning, what it is that you're letting go of, what it is, the story, the lie that you might have been told, the story that you hold around a certain thing, this like conditioning that is holding you back from really stepping into your leadership, from really showing up and shining your light bright so that all of those people that are out there that need the medicine that you have in your heart can find you, so that you can offer up the medicine you have in your heart, like a work of art. Believe in yourself and the magic that you have to offer this world. Like just allow yourself to really nut down on that thing that you get to let go of and burn away now. I wish I had my drum so I could sing. I don't know. Play a little bit of music just for a few minutes. Just for a minute or two, and then we can when you're ready to burn your piece of paper. And when you feel complete, let me know if you're going to burn it now or you're going to burn it later. If you want to just announce what it is you're letting go of in the chat, you are safe to share. Alicia, on burning expectations in life that cause me to be small and good. Kirsty, the shame of showing about it. Taking seriously and being judged and holding yourself back. Yes, definitely. Once we burn that, let it go, we give ourselves an opportunity to really kind of declare what it is that we are stepping into, what it is that we are wanting to be, like a word maybe, or three. You know, give yourself permission to really embody who it is that you want to be, how it is that you want to be. Burning my sensitivity of the negative and turning it as my superpower. Listen to the nervous system. Yes, that's big for mamas as well, especially in those early years. You know, it's really hard to maintain the boundaries that we need to be able to support our nervous system to thrive and to show up in the way that we want. And I guess, you know, there's also seasons that we're in. Shame, guilt, and fear of speaking truth, fear of rejection, of being an authentic self and speaking the truth, even when people don't want to hear it. Yes, for sure. You think about it, you know, what is it costing you to trade your truth for approval? You know, what kind of wild fulfillment are you not experiencing, or what growth or learning are you not leaning into because you are afraid to speak your truth? You know, shit. Those people who have an issue with it, they'll probably be the very ones that'll turn to you when they know you've got something that they need, you know? Yeah, fuck that shit is right. It's an interesting one, but we just have to continuously teach ourselves, like, to cultivate that sense of safety. And that's something that I really want to help, you know, like with today is just giving some tips on breath works and things that we can do when we are feeling activated, when we are in fight or fright, when we are in, like, we can utilize different breath works to really help us to come back into a state of safety in ourselves, you know, safety to show up, safety in our vulnerability. And, you know, because the truth is, sometimes there's no regulating ourselves out of fear. Sorry, 1 second. Oops. That wasn't meant to happen. Yeah, sometimes there's no regulating ourselves out of fear, because, well, you can manage the discomfort long enough to allow yourself to do the thing that you need to do, you know? And breath is always our most loyal ally when it comes to showing up, when it comes to speaking our truth, when it comes to standing on stages, when it comes to sharing our story, when it comes to articulating the words of our heart and offering up our art. It's like our breath is our loyal ally that keeps us alive and connected to source energy, you know, to the universe, to be aware of our breath and to bring us back into the present moment when we are rattled and when we are triggered. And maybe we could try and do a breath now, the breath of the vessel, the Viloma breath, which is a combination of a 1, 2, 3 breath. And when you're ready and you feel like you've burned your piece of paper, and maybe what you'll do is then write down who it is that you want to be, what it is that you want to embody, the energy that you're calling in, you know, the feeling that you wish to experience in life around this edge of speaking your truth. Like, give me the word that you wish to embody. And we'll do a bit of a breath work, just a 3-part breath to really just feel that energy. And, you know, really, when you find your word, be it sovereignty, be it courage, be it, you know, power, be it whatever it is that you want it to be, whatever it is that you wish to be, like fully embodied in your truth, in your healing, embodying your wise oracle wisdom. The breath, it helps us to find the seat of our soul where we can sit in peace within ourselves and activate the channel within that knows. And in these moments where, you know, we want to cultivate the courage and the safety to be vulnerable and the trust to show up in our truth, we've got to prioritize our own self-care and our own like silence, you know, our own connection to the divine, to source, to the goddess, to the ancestors, to whatever it is that guides you. You've got to make that a non-negotiable for yourself every day, in every way, so that you are saying things that you want to say and not just fucking echoing all the others. So if you want to just take a moment to empty out your diaphragm and do this little breath work with me that you can do at any time, you know, when you want to feel a little bit more anchored in your body and in your safety. It's called the Viloma breath. It's a 3-part breath, and it's a really simple one, but it's like empty out the diaphragm, and then inhale into the navel, hold, inhale to the heart, hold, inhale to the crown, hold. And then you're releasing in parts back down. So releasing from the ground to the heart, releasing from the heart to the navel, and surrendering in. So that was just an example. But what I really wish for you to do is to just like bring your awareness to your third eye there. And as you think about this feeling that you wish to embody moving forward, this sense of courage or this sense of auricular vision or this sense of, you know, trust in your truth, like just really thinking about that feeling state that you want to be experiencing around this edge of your truth as we breathe. Okay, and we'll do 9 of these breaths. All right, so we breathe in, no, just relax, shake it off, and then we'll breathe again. All right, into the navel, into the heart, into the third eye, hold, and release through the mouth, making a noise. Again, into the navel, into the heart, into the crown. Holding at the third eye, feeling that feeling you wish to embody, and releasing. Again, in through the navel, into the heart, in through the crown, and imagining, feeling that feeling you wish to embody, and releasing 3 times. Maybe do it another 2 times. Into the navel, hold, into the heart, hold, into the crown, hold, feeling that sense of courage, power, strength, unfuckable feminine frequency, that roar within you, that wolf mother who wants to protect her cubs, and release. Last time, into the navel, into the heart, into the crown, holding that vibration of that frequency. You're calling in into the third eye, feeling it, seeing it, tasting it, smelling it, dancing with it, and releasing really loudly. Opening the jaw, releasing any tension that you're holding on to, remembering that, you know, the throat and the tension and tightness in our jaws is the direct reflection to the tightness in our cervix, which you learn when you're birthing your babies. But the more that you can sound, the more that you can open your mouth, the more that you can release, sound, sending signals to your body that you are safe, and using your voice to really communicate with your body, and to also just give practice using your voice, sounding in sex, sounding when you hurt yourself, sounding when somebody pisses you off, and fucking releasing. Like today, I dropped a box on my leg, and I made so much noise in the in the school I was in, and everybody was a bit shocked because in Bali they're all so quiet, and they never really complain or say anything. But it's like I was fine then after a few minutes, and then I felt like I'd released it. Whereas most people won't do that. They won't use their voice. They won't, make the sounds they want to make, and it gets caught up in their body. So I hope that practice served you. I'd love to hear how it felt for you. Felicia, I call in to be liberated, totally aware and trusting. Yes, sister, I love that for you. I love that for you. And so, yes, I feel like that is beautiful. What we'll do is we might do a little shake here for the wild woman energy before we move into the next part of our call, which is, the meditation to connect to the oracular vision within, to the oracle energy within. And we'll just do a little bit of an embodiment practice because we've been sitting here for an hour now, and I'd really love to invite you to just have a little shake to connect to our womb again in a way that, like, we're breathing in the energy from the earth up through our feet into our bodies, into our womb, and we're allowing the voice of our womb to speak when we want to speak. As you said, Felicia, you want to really speak with integrity. You don't want to say shit that just is not really coming from the deepest parts of yourself, from the deepest truth of who you are, deeply aligned with who it is that you wish to show up for in the world. So when we can connect to our womb and the voice of our womb, and just really just free our voice as well, that's when we can really feel and step more into our power. So what I'm going to do is just give us all an opportunity to stand up and shake it out and listen to this song, really get lost in the music, in the shake, in the experience of it, and shaking off any of that shit that you need to let go of, and then embodying that energy of who you want to be, opening your heart space, opening your voice if you're in a safe place to do that, and just like screaming, howling, shouting, releasing, fucking blind, and whatever you need to do, to just free your voice and allow yourself to release. I'd love to invite you to do that. So if everybody wants to stand up, and we're going to play this song, and let me know if the sound is okay. I have it on.
Spotify Premium adalah cara terbaik untuk menikmati pengalaman mendengarkan.
Oh God, that's not what I was looking for. Why is there a break and I have it? All right. So if you just want to stand up and listen to this music and this tune, we'll do this for about 4 or 5 minutes, I think. The shaking exercise. And as I said, our vocal cords are actually directly connected to the same as our larynx. Here. Can you hear that? Yeah? Awesome. Hi, Sheila.
Live it through you.
All right. So just really connecting your feet to the earth.
Through your body, through your voice, through your feelings.
Beautiful. Say that. Say what your mama gave you, Hannah. Yeah, baby.
All what I have inside, I give it space in me. I surprise myself.
Last week, that 30 seconds, shake it out.
Truku na wali da singa wali na truka ma wabe bin wesi ke ma truku na wali singa. Shawani be yesa.
Oh, and now slowly starting to come back to the room, to the chair. Freeing your voice now and maybe just shouting out what you are declaring, what you are embodying now. What is the word that you're feeling? You can take yourself off mute and just share it quickly.
Open.
Open, beautiful.
Ready.
Ready, go Sheila.
Hi, Saoirse. I was
Hi,
going to say
Sheila.
badass, banreen, powerful, connected.
Oh. Oh my God, you've loads of words. It ain't just limiting you to one. I love it. I love it. Anna.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Jenna.
If I'm being really honest, I feel really frustrated. I can feel like this.
Yeah, that's loud. That's allowed. All feelings are welcome here. You just keep releasing that shit. Keep releasing it. Kirsty, how are you feeling? What's it that you want to embody?
My internet's starting to go kind of funny because of the storm.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay.
So I'm here, but it keeps breaking up a little bit. So, but yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I'm very grateful for this space for me right now.
Awesome. So beautiful to have you here. Beautiful to have you here. And so what we like, we just needed to move into our body. We needed to shake off that energy. We needed to connect to the voice of our womb and release that noise out of our voice. Because as I was mentioning earlier, the womb space and the voice is completely how we speak is connected to our yoni and our throat voice connection. It's just incredible if you could actually see, how the larynx, the vocal cords are exactly the same as the pelvic floor, nearly almost identical. And the larynx is completely nearly the same as the uterus. And I can't really show you, or maybe I can share my screen. Let me see. Share screen. Well, I have some pictures here that I could desktop share. If you just have a look at this, because it'll blow your mind when you think about. There's some of you might know about this already, but that's can you see that? Can you see my screen? Yeah. That's the larynx on the left-hand side, and that's the uterus on the right-hand side. So the connection between sounding, using our voice, our sex, our power, our creative potential, it's all connected. And when they cut us off from our voices, they cut us off from our power to create, our inspiration, our motivation, all of those things. So using our voice, sounding, it's so important. And you can feel the connection. Literally, when you open your mouth, you can feel the connection to the earth below you. You can feel your channel opening to the cosmos above. You are the conduit. You are the fucking the womb in between the womb of the cosmos and the womb of the earth. And you are just this beautiful channel and vessel. And look at these vocal cords. They're exactly the same as the pelvic floor. So just keep, if I can encourage you to do anything on this journey of, moving into your edges and speaking your truth a bit more, it's doing more sounding, it's doing more vocal activation, it's doing more speaking and just practicing and roaring and using your voice as a tool for power, for releasing and for connecting to your actual body too. So I hope that was a little bit of inspiration for you. And yeah, humming is also a really powerful tool if you are in a freeze or fight or fright state. You can always come back to this humming breath to really bring that safety to the body and to the nervous system. So a humming breath to really calm you if you're feeling activated, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling afraid to speak your truth, especially in, if you're getting on stage or if you're going to do a live or do something. It's like breathing in and you can feel the vibration here in your chest, which actually is vagal sounding, and it brings us that sense of safety. It tells our heart that it's okay to open, that it's okay to speak, that it's okay to stay. So if you all want to try it with me, that's another tip that you can use when you're feeling scared or activated, is breathing in and keeping the mouth kind of pouch closed. And feeling that, feeling that vibration in the heart space, giving yourself permission to open that heart space and to shine and to speak and to share your voice and your truth. It's the vagal nerve that it activates, and it helps, it helps us to, I think, send a signal to our body, as I said, that we're safe. And it gives us that vagal tone, which creates the safety in our body. So that's just another little tip or trick. One more time, let's do it together. And another tip that I learned a while back now, I mean, I don't know if there's any evidence to support this, but it was, you know, if you want to do a live, if you want to show up on your social, say, speaking your truth and channeling this beautiful divine inspiration and wisdom that, you know, is coming through, before you get on, you can try something like this, which is like just go and like literally just lose your shit, shake it all out, and make all these noises so that like when you get on, you've kind of gotten all that shit out of you and you're able to show up and speak from your heart. And it also just lightens the mood a little bit and makes you a little bit less fucking stressed and up your own arse about getting it all wrong, because like it's not the end of the world, you know. So we get to have fun with this, you know. That's what really is important, I think, on this journey of us all stepping more into our power and into our truth, wanting to, having this deep desire to serve. You know, we can get so caught up in this world and game of personal and collective liberation, and we can lose the joy, you know, because we're constantly navigating the truth and the hard truths and the reality of the world, and we're so aware that it can really get us down, and we can, you know, with the world the way it is now, there's so many ways that we can get it wrong. Like literally nothing you can say, it's going to piss somebody off anyway, isn't it? So you can just hope that, you know, your intentions are pure, that you're that you're that you're doing the best that you can with what you've got, that you're being aware of, you know, certain things, and then you're choosing to show up in joy, because that's what the world needs more of. It needs more joy. You get to be a joy generator, and you get to tap into the joy that, you know, drove you to become who you are today anyway. So that's what I wanted to do, a little bit of a meditation now into meeting, you know, the maiden and the mother, or the woman and the crone, the wise woman, the oracle energy within, so that we can receive any guidance that we need in this little mission that we have tonight to burn the good girl and to unleash our inner oracle. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just settle down into our seat, and we're going to go on a little journey, a little visualization meditation to meet up with our maiden, to, you know, when you think about life when you were young, right, before you were maybe traumatized, before you shame was instilled in you, which I guess is hard in Ireland. We were literally shamed from the fucking moment we were born. Well, not to be laughing, it's terrible, but it's true. But like, you know, when you were young, you had this fucking like you had these dreams, and you thought or believed that you could be anything you wanted to be, you know, and you didn't think about the how or the why. You just went out there and did the things that you did, and there was no like trauma attached to it, and there was no oppression that we've experienced. There was no shame or guilt or fear or any of that jazz. So like I want us to, or I invite us to just tap into that little person, that little, you know, maiden within, and to access her wisdom, to hear again what was that genius gift that you had in your heart, what was that amazing thing that made you uniquely you, that you just shone, you know, with no thought about it, that you just brought to the world, because that part of you, that gift, is still inside you, and it still gets to be shared without all of the fucking heaviness and stuff attached to it that, you know, we've kind of dimmed it down through our life. So if you want to close your eyes, if you feel safe to do so, you know, and go on a little journey with me here to I might not put the music on because it might just wreck the buzz a little bit, but let's just close down our eyes and feel free to, you know, do whatever it is, or take whatever I say with a pinch of salt anyway. But like just imagining, just softening again that brow, between that space between your brow, softening that jawline, opening your mouth, making a little circular sound. clicking your jaws and just resting into this space and just feeling yourself connected to the earth, feeling yourself held by the earth, and just seeing yourself walking towards a bridge in this beautiful forest. There's luscious green everywhere. The sun is slitting. The sky is Neil Scummel spare, as they would say in Irish. And it's a beautiful, beautiful autumn day. The leaves are crisp on the ground as you walk over them, making these beautiful sounds. And as you walk towards the bridge, you're walking towards a threshold. You're walking towards the little part of you, that little inner maiden, the little child or the little maiden, anywhere, you know, in your childhood years, up to your teenage years. And you're just asking her, like, see her, see into her eyes. See what she's wearing, what she's saying, how she's smiling or laughing. And just holding her hands now, taking her hands in yours, looking deep into her eyes and accessing that part of her, asking her to show you what it was, her gift, her innate genius, you know, that beautiful part of herself that she just offered up so selflessly to the world because she didn't have anything holding her back. That innocent, joyful, spontaneous, free spirit that had ideas and could, you know, maybe be a little bit floaty and airy fairy, but like it doesn't matter. You want to access that part of her that like believed that she could do whatever it was that she set her mind to. Believe that she could give this beautiful magic and medicine to the world. And just whatever comes, you know, the first thought is usually the best thought. It could be a feeling, it could be a phrase, it could be a memory, it could be a smell or a sound, or, you know, if you could just encapsulate what that energy was, what that spirit of your maiden, of your child was before she had any fears or had any traumas, and just really pop that in your pocket or write it down if you want to. And just really hold it in your heart and just know and remember that this is what she has to give to you. The remembrance of that carefree, young, innocent, joyful, and really, really incredible little person. We need her, you know, even on our journey of moving through the phases of womanhood, of the phases of the feminine. The maiden is still alive and kicking within us all. Like some of us, she might be alive and she might be holding us back because we want to be young and free and footloose and fancy free and single and being able to mingle and do all the things. Or she could be, you know, completely unaccessible right now because we're cut off from the joy and the spontaneity and the innocence that she embodies. You know, we're cut off from the feelings of fun, of free spiritness, and we're kind of bogged down by the heaviness of the world. So just really, really tapping into that maiden energy, letting her breathe life back into our dreams, back into our visions, letting her be the wind beneath our wings to continue to pursue our dreams. And breathing into her. And then let's move along the bridge, across the way. Say thank you to your maiden for showing up today, for reminding you of what's possible, for reminding you of the magic within you, for reminding you of the joy and the love and the fun that is available to us on our journey. And then bring yourself to meet the mother energy or the wild woman energy. Either one, doesn't matter if you're a mother, just the mother season is for all of us to embody. It's an energy, it's a season, it's a time, it's the mother summer season of our lives, and the full moon and full bloom, where we really kind of let go of the helplessness of the maiden, of the what's the fluffy flighty kind of maiden energy, you know, where we're just rocking around without a worry in the world. And in the mother season of our lives, we're more rooted, we're more grounded, we're more open to growth, and we really have a desire to nurture. And this is where the dreams that we have in our maiden years, the visions that we have, we can really plant them, we can gestate them, we can nourish them, and we can birth them. Like women, we have the ability to not only conceive and create, but gestate and birth life, babies, businesses, dreams into the world. So really tapping into that energy of the mother and of the wild woman, who like really is so connected to her intuition, to her vision. She does not give a fuck what other people think, you know. She's a fierce protectress of herself, of nature, of the children. And she shows up fearlessly and selflessly in service to those, because she has a bigger vision for the world, you know. And just tapping into that mother energy, that wild and wise woman inside, and just like asking for her guidance, asking her, is there anything that, you know, she wants to instill in you, that she wants to remind you? Is there a quality of hers that you get to embody more of? Is there anything that you have been resisting in that season, or is there anything that you would like to lean into more of? And just really looking in the eyes of the mother, holding her hands and feeling her texture, and knowing that no matter what the idea or the stories you have around this season, that you get to create, you get to make it what you want it to be. That there, you know, society can make you believe that it's a certain way, but you are the artist, you are the dreamer of your dreams, you are the artist of your life. You get to decide who it is that you are, how it is that you show up, what it is that you experience in this life. So just checking in with that mother energy, hearing what she has to say, the mother and the woman who is able and willing to seed those dreams and visions into reality, who's willing to go that extra mile to make shit happen, basically. And who has the courage to stand up and be counted, to stand up and speak up and build a life and a legacy that she can be proud of. And once you've received a message from her, from the beautiful mother energy, from the archetype of the mother and the woman, we move on down the threshold, down the bridge, feeling the crunch beneath our feet, feeling the breeze on our skin, smelling the flowers in the air. And the sun is splitting through the skies, feeling that heat. And then we come to the wise woman. The wise woman who takes her hand, so soft in hers, looks deep into our eyes, and she walks us from the bridge over into the cave. This cave where the oracle lives, the oracle that is within you. And this oracle just knows she doesn't have to go out there and prove, she doesn't have to go out and spread anything. People come to her to receive the answers that they need, to receive the guidance that they seek. And this oracle energy is within you. So you get to ask her, If there's anything that she sees that maybe you can't see, ask her, is there anything that she'd like you to know? Look deep into her eyes. What is she wearing? What is her energy feeling? She's smiling, her eyes are smiling. She doesn't sweat the small stuff. She doesn't get caught up on all of the BS that so many of us do. She's reached a stage where she is feeling safe. She knows, and she goes in the direction that she's told by this inner guidance inside. So asking your inner oracle if there's anything she would like you to know, if there's anything that she wishes for you to receive. And just allowing yourself to listen to this inner wisdom. And just thanking her when you're ready, when you feel like, if there's anything that you've had resistance around, if there's any challenge that you've been feeling in your life, if there's any obstacle that you can't seem to move through, ask her. Ask her what to do. Ask her what's the truth. And when you're ready, just bowing down to her, thanking her. She's holding her hand and she's looking deep into your eyes and she's so proud of you. She's so, so grateful that you are so brave, that you are so courageous, that you are here as the torch bearer, as the keeper of the flame, going back generations and generations, healing lifetimes and lineages of shame, of suffering, of separation. You are here breaking cycles. You are here being courageous and helping to channel this ancient wisdom into this modern day world, supporting others to walk each other home this new and this ancient way. And that what you have to say really matters and that you have the support of all of your ancestors. When you look behind you, there's a long line, like a red thread going back miles, of all the women who have come before you. And they're smiling at you. They're rooting for you. And in front of you is the long line of women that will come after you. All of the healing that you are doing, all of the truth that you are sharing, all of the gifts that you are embodying, all of the beauty that you allow yourself to really enjoy in this life is benefiting those who will come next. You're leaving a lasting legacy of love. And they're thanking you for showing up the way that you do. And if you really knew that all of these strength of 3,000 ancestors is behind you, what would you do? What would you say if you didn't have fear, if you didn't have shame in the way? And maybe when you're ready, you can take your pen and your piece of paper and you can write down what it is that she said to you. what the oracle has to share with you. And thinking about this feeling of the support of your ancestors, what would showing up in more of your authentic and self-expressed way look like? What would you say? What would you create? What would you wear? If you just didn't care what other people thought and you knew that you had the support of 3,000 ancestors behind you. With Felicia, we just did a little meditation. We met our inner oracle and we met our ancestors who are rooting for us. And we're giving ourselves an opportunity now to just channel and to write what it is that our inner oracle wants us to know. If there's an obstacle or a challenge or a truth that needs to be heard that she wants you to know. And maybe having a moment to connect with the inner oracle in you and to write down anything that she tells you to do, anything that she has to share with you. And with this knowing that you are supported and guided and that your truth matters and your story matters and your voice matters. What will you say or create or wear or share if you didn't care what other people think? You're just allowing yourself to show up in more of an authentic and fully expressed way. So I'll just play a little bit of music while you do that, and then we will share. And just checking in here too, if there's any truth that you're holding off from voicing or communicating, if there's anything that you are avoiding. Usually the thing that we're really avoiding is the thing that really needs to be said. It's the thing that's going to liberate you. Going to free you, and it's going to free others too. Just take another 30 seconds. Always come back to it later. Beautiful, girls. Thank you. And if you want to share or declare, what it is that your oracle spoke, what it is that she wanted to share with you, if there is a truth that you have been holding back from sharing, if you want to declare it now, you can. Does anybody want to go?
I'd love to share, Saoirse. Thanks.
Awesome, Kara.
I got a few things. She said, you can have the life of your dreams. And then I asked her, I'm a singer, and I've done a lot of work on performance anxiety like through the years, and it's like way better than it used to be. But I had kind of an experience last week where I felt very ungrounded, and I felt like the nerves got the better of me, so that kind of almost felt like going backwards. So I asked her, what do I need to do to overcome that and to kind of like stand in my power and stuff on stage. And the answer was have fun, to ground, stand tall, smile. And I got this very kind of image of myself being like giddy and laughing a lot and like connecting with the audience, which was very similar to the message and like the image that I got from the Maiden as well. Because I was always getting in trouble for laughing when I was little, I was just like this little giddy monster, brilliant monster, like tearing around the place, always up to mischief. So that feels very good for me. And the last thing was to just a general kind of piece was to go quietly, tip away at my work and my plans, and that there's no need to tell everyone everything. Because I've noticed that kind of pattern in myself, and sometimes it feels like in doing that not everyone deserves my trust, and it can almost feel like I'm giving away my power and giving away the power of the actual plans that I have, like, by speaking it out loud to people that don't probably give a shit, and I shouldn't give a shit that they don't give a shit either,
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Fuck the begrudgers, and don't look for anyone's approval. I guess it's just do what you're doing, and the people who are closest to us are usually the ones that just don't support our visions and our dreams as much, or they not that they don't support them, but they just want to be cynical about them, and that's not the shit that we need to be hearing. So it's best to say nothing. I don't tell me dad anything anymore because whatever he says is just going to trigger me, because he's going to ask questions about it or judge it, or it'll feel that way, So yeah, you're on the right track. Your oracle knows exactly what she's talking about. I love that.
Yeah, thanks a million, Saoirse.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Does anyone else want to share? Want to speak the truths that you have on your heart?
Yeah, I can share. I definitely feel some resistance to sharing, so I know I should. Yeah, when I went into the oracle, it was almost like she was, I'm looking, I guess there's these expectations of like, showing me signs and what's next. And she just brought me back to my heart and actually just like let me feel the energy of my own heart. And it was really simple, exactly what I needed to feel or receive. And then, just being in that own energy, like that energy that I maybe give to others, it's more about giving it to myself. And then think connecting to the breath work as well, you know, the heart, the womb, and the third eye, those three sort of wisdom centers, just taking more time to be inwards and be with my own energy and cultivate the foundations of my inner realms. That's kind of what I was receiving. Which, you know, have a lot of fire energy that wants to go somewhere. So yeah, just open to receiving that. Just yeah, the foundations of the internal world, that's more what I receive.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, oh, that's it. Anybody else want to share?
I can have a little share.
Yes, Hannah.
Yeah. I when I met the little Hannah, she was just so confident and free. And I remember I used to be in my room and what I was wearing, and I had a karaoke machine, and I would just sing anything, Celine Dion, Whitney, like big ballads, and sing. Like I opened my voice and I had a big voice and I would sing. And it's only now really that the past couple of years I've been on a journey with bringing my voice back to ceremony and opening my voice, but just wondering what actually just shut it down for so long. And I would interview my Teddy so confidently, like a talk show or podcast, you know, I'd interview them. And I had this weird flashback of how my imagination was so wild and I believed so strongly. I would actually get in my wardrobe and I would move my mum and dad's leather and fur coats because I was convinced Narnia was at the back of my wardrobe. And I would sit in there and wait for a time when I would find it, and I would channel in there and I would write in there. And I spent so much time in those wardrobes, like, because I believed so strong of the witch in the wardrobe and Narnia being back there. And I was just like, wow, I want her like belief and spirit back. And the oracle was very much of that belief and to be playful and to follow my, you know, to follow my heart. Yeah. And to listen to my body and my yoga nervous system when it tells me something's off and to put a boundary. Yeah. What else would she say?
Love it. Yeah.
And to just sing like I did as a little girl, basically. I need to get a karaoke.
Get yourself a microphone, yeah, for sure. And maybe we can sing a little song to end our session. That would be nice. Yeah. Kirsty, do you want to share? Felicia?
My mine was just very simple with the oracle. Just it was just such a clear. I get a lot of things through words. Like some people get visions, but I just get like clear, almost like sounds. And it was just like be patient, be patient. This like um almost like this relaxing feeling of just trust. I think the other side of be patient is just trust, just trust, just trust, just trust. Trust the flow of everything. Don't, and be here, be now. It was this feeling. That's it, really.
That's a lot. I mean, that's literally, yeah, the magic. We just gotta trust and be patient. Beautiful. Great wisdom. Kirsty, do you have
Yeah.
anything?
What came through for me is I do business mentoring, for those that don't know, with creative women, and I've been having a few sessions which Saoirse and I are in a little group together, and I've been really in the mental. And today we had a session and it just really came through very energetically for me. I really got into my womb space and it was just like I'm so disconnected from that. And I'd been getting really mental around what it is I offer. And so this beautiful little meditation just now is like came through about not just looking at women in their business, but women in their power and their actually offering leadership and shamanic sessions that actually help them step into that leadership in the way that I felt that within myself today. So yeah, a full embodiment of being creative entrepreneur leader.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Really, thank you.
Awesome. I love that. Sheila, my love, you're here.
I am. How are you all?
Good, good.
I had a very, what's the word? Oh, it was like everything just came together, all the different sort of realms of the woman, the maiden, the wise woman, when it was like I was talking to myself now rather than talking to each of them individually. And it was just so peaceful. I just feel this, I'm doing a coffee morning in the morning for Women's Aid in Ireland, and it's International Women's Day on tomorrow, on Saturday. And I've been saying to you about inviting people to my home, and it's a sort of thing I have, and it's like this is the portal, and again, what holds us back? I was always vibrant, and that bring me back to my maiden. Actually, took me back to sport. Was a great escape for me as a child, and that's where I got my peace. And it brought me back. I had forgotten I played basketball as a child. Like I remember playing tennis and camogie and other sports, but basketball, and it was like I was the leader in basketball, but I only played it for about when I was in primary school. We didn't play it so much in secondary, and it was like I was a leader in that place because I was so good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it brought me back to that vibrancy of belief, of self-belief, and having that a voice to say, this is what I think we should do. Do you know what I mean? And it was just so, and it's like, if we only retain that, it's like even saying yes to doing this coffee morning. It's like, all of a sudden there's 25 people saying yes to me. And it's like I'm raising funds, and it's because I leaned into something I wanted to do. I wasn't looking for this. It appeared in front of me and I just said yes to it. And it so aligns with the business I'm in. So we'd be often looking for something to do to align with our business, but sometimes it appears in front of us and we don't make the connection.
Yeah, and that's it. As sometimes as well, we get so caught up in the business that we're not even noticing the little miracles in every day.
Yeah, so I love everybody saying patience and slow down and not being striving. So when we're striving, it escapes us because we're caught up in our heads rather than our hearts.
Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of these circles. We forget, don't we? Like we know this shit, but we forget.
I know we get trapped. We get caught up in life and the energy of that anxiety that it brings when we wake up in the morning. And if we don't reground ourselves, it's going to take us off on a different journey than we want to go on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. I mean, that's what I guess with this whole journey of coming together and having this accountability and having women holding a mirror up for us and going on just making space for these things where it's not so strategy based and not so information based and not so all about our heads. It's into our hearts, into our bodies, and accessing that wise woman wisdom that's within, because that's the bridge back to who we truly are when we fucking get lost in the noise of everyday life. So yeah, I love that. Laura said that for me, it's a lot about trust and patience as well, taking time to listen in what is truly important and desired from within instead of feeling external things. So it sounds like we're all in the same boat and we're all feeling the same vibe. So yeah, well, I love that. I'm really happy that everybody was able to connect and feel some guidance and feel some inspiration from within. And yeah, as I said, this call, I don't want it to go on too long because we're already at nearly 2 hours, and I'm really honoring you all for staying till the end and for going all in with me. But yeah, leading in the Rebel Ma, the next book in the Rebel Ma trilogy is about to open up its doors and begin. It's a journey of like an initiation into our most potent and powerful expression. I know Hannah and Sheila have already been a part of, Sheila was part of the first two and Hannah was in the last one and will be joining again in this one too. So I just wanted to have an opportunity to really speak her into existence now. She's been sitting there not really ready to go, and every year it's the same, like she wants to give one you know, each iteration of her time to breathe, time to fly, time to integrate, and then she's ready to go again. And this one is the last. It's three that we've had. It's like a trinity, and leading in the time the feminine women's stories of revolution. It's like it is going to be a revolution, because it's a living testament to the return of feminine leadership, you know, and it's a call for us all to reclaim our voice, our visibility, and our impact, and to write a new future for the world, one story at a time. So I'm super fucking excited about it. It just lights me up to hold this space and to, you know, be the midwife for women's stories, because we all have such potent, deep, and incredible stories to share. And you know, when we're all in this work of putting ourselves out there, it's our stories that are going to draw those people to us. It's our stories that we can put into our songs. It's our stories that connect us to each other. That, you know, it's just a beautiful thing to be able to look at your life and mine for the gold and find your own healed path forward and be able to share that up in service to others who might be a few steps behind you on your journey. It's just really gives you this clarity and confidence to stand in the truth of who you are and to share it. And it's a global stage for you to stand on, you know, and to be able to have the support of other women. Like, it's an anthology book, so women contribute their chapters and we do it together. So it's not so scary. So it's not so daunting. So it's not so lonely. You know, so many of us have a desire or a dream to be authors and to have a book, you know, but most don't do it. And the Rebel Ma Rising movement was born from this deep desire to set the patriarchal world on fire, to disrupt the archaic publishing industry that is there, that makes it so difficult for people to, you know, get their stories out there, to achieve their dreams. And I've seen, like, my dad is an author and he's gone the long and lonely route. And while it's incredible, I realized that I could actually, you know, disrupt it and do things differently and create a space where women can do it together rather than do it alone. And really cultivate a sense of healing. And it's not just something that we're healing, it's something that we're leading with, that we're going to use our stories now to, you know, transmute these kind of legacies of invisibility and doubt into power and impact, and reaching more people with our magic and with our medicine. So yeah, I'd love to hear, you know, if there's any questions out there. It's a journey deep into the depths of us. It is a rite of passage. I like to bring in a lot of kind of similarities with the birth process, you know, because we do conceive it and then we gestate it and then we birth it into the world and then we rebirth ourselves, because it's a full-on initiation into our most potent and powerful expression. And it is such a journey. So I'm there to hold your hand and be a stand for you, and all of the women too. It's a beautiful circle of truth and trust and potent sisterhood, and it heals all sorts of crazy wounds that we didn't even know we had, by allowing ourselves to be seen and held and heard, and to own our stories and love ourselves through that process. So yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Sheila or Hannah, I'd love to hear from you about your experience and, you know, what you're feeling, and if there's anything you'd like to share about it, or encourage others to join up if they're thinking about it.
Hannah, are you going or will I go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, no problem. Look, it is definitely takes you out of your comfort zone, but nothing ever, we never achieved anything in our comfort zone. So we have to go out of our comfort zone, and no better woman than Saoirse to support you when you step outside your comfort zone. And yeah, it was a beautiful, stressful sometimes, early mornings and commitment. You have to immerse yourself in it, but that's the beauty of this, that it's an immersion and it's repetition, and you get there and your work is going to be printed, and you'll have you have something at the end of all your hard work. So you have to just be committed and show up and believe in yourself that you can do it. And it is amazing for yourself what you'll get out of it, because writing is whether you're good or bad, or whether you're a literature student or an accountant or whatever you are, you can write something and believe in yourself that your story is worth it. Because I know from listening to people who've read Rebel Ma, you know, women particularly are blown away by people's honesty and genuineness, you know, and they love that rawness that we can be in Rebel Ma.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. And Rebel Ma loves you. Yeah, tell us, Hannah, how your experience was.
Yeah. Just such a divinely guided experience from the start to finish, from knowing I wanted to share my birth story, from believing that, you know, through birth we can truly ultimately begin to sort of like actually heal our earth. And right from the very start of knowing how I wanted to birth, I just feel like everything was sort of put into place to then know that his story was so epic, the way that I birthed so early and things that happened within my birth. How was I going to share it? And then it's like Seisha appeared, and it's like, yes, this is how it needs to be shared. And just to be nurtured and supported by Seisha, and how she just like the energy of her just got you to write, and how we were held in this such safe container, and it was an immersion and a journey, and it was so powerful, and just the divinely guidedness of it, like right to the end. Even on my birthing vision board, which I made like 4 years ago this year, because that's when Emrys was born, I've got a piece that says our stories and how we're like writing for women everywhere, and then in tiny print underneath is international bestseller, which it was. And I had no idea even then that Rebel Ma even existed when I made that vision board, let alone then birthing in that way and writing the story and it becoming an international bestseller. It's just like, yes, that story had to be told. All of our stories need to be shared and told. And I do think doing it together in the way that we did just makes it so much more potently powerful and achievable. And yeah, I can't wait. I don't know exactly what this tale is going to be, but I just believe that yeah, I'm a part of it. I am a part of you, babes.
Amazing. I can't wait to have you. I can't wait to have you. And yeah, that's it. I mean, it's just like it reveals itself. It's the mystery, isn't it? We lean in, and yes, sometimes you can know what your story is, and other times you'll write, and then the story kind of shape shifts and becomes something completely different than what you thought it would be. And it's just a beautiful process of shining and mining and refining your story and who you are and what you're here for in the world. And then to really embody that, then, to really stand in it and believe in it and yourself and like what it is that you're saying that you are, who it is that you are. So I love that about it. It's just a full on embodiment of the healing work and a homecoming too. It feels like a full integration of everything that we've experienced, and a liberation, in the sense that when you publish your story and write it, like, and then publish it, you set yourself free from it. So then you get to move on to the next iteration of who you want to be, rather than holding on to old stories or staying in a place of stagnancy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a real opportunity to up level and to really step into the next iteration of who you are. So the next chapter is unfolding. And if there's anybody out there, Kirsty, Felicia, Kira, do you have any questions about it? Would you like to know any more information? There is a whole website that I've created for it. So if anybody wants any more information, you can jump on a call with me. It's like a collective healing project too. Any women who do have the money to invest in it, it's a tiered system. There's like different levels that you can come in at, different levels of support that you can get. There's scholarships and solidarity rates. And then any woman who does have the funds to contribute also opens up the space for another woman with less financial abundance. So it's a real matriarchal leadership in action. It's an ecosystem of care, women supporting women everywhere. And we're really passionate about amplifying the voices of women who are on the front lines of this shift in paradigms, who are, dealing with oppressive systems and trying to dismantle them. And I really want to get as many kind of diverse voices in, and women from all over the world, and get real kind of get real truth in what they're experiencing, and then we can support each other to rise and to thrive and to live our best lives, because we can't be just sitting here, sharing how amazing the world is, when the reality is there's a lot of people facing a lot of things. But when we can come together and share our stories and be seen and be witnessed and be believed, that's fucking huge, and to be able to share the stories of women who are oppressed and who are, really, really struggling and suffering. It kind of gives voice to their stories, to their struggles, and it connects us in ways that, blow our minds, and it brings us all together. And it's really a beautiful thing. The way that Rebel Ma has evolved is just really special and beautiful, and she is so meaningful, and she has got there's just so much depth to her, and I'm really proud of her and what she is and how she's evolving. So I'd love to welcome more incredible women in, which we will, and we are. And the spaces are limited. There's 33 women coming into this one, and 11 spaces have already been filled. So yeah, if anybody is interested, please do get on to me. It's a beautiful journey where we meet bi-weekly. Is it bi-weekly or bi-monthly? Bi-monthly, twice a week, or twice a month. And we're in a group, we're always supporting each other, we're showing up. There's different nervous system regulation tools that I share every week. There's an embodiment practice that I share every second week, and then we come into our live Alchemy Sister sessions where we all kind of get witnessed and we share and we move through whatever it is that we need to do, while also embodying the phases of the feminine, calling on the energies and the archetypes of the feminine, moving through archetypal embodiment practices. And all of the calls are obviously optional. You don't have to show up for them. You can take or leave whatever it is that you want. You can just write your story and be done with it. And then, whatever it is that you want to get from it, you will. But I think the more that you put in, the more that you show up, the more that you will get out, of course. And everything is designed to support you in moving through the initiation that it is, The website's just www.rebelmarising.com. So check it out. Yes, my love.
I'm going to go. It's very late here, but thank you so much.
No worries, Kirsty. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, I'll pop the link in here and I'll send you all an email with any more information. Like, I'm not here for the hard sell. I just want to share the things that I have going on. And I know the benefits of this. I know how life-changing it is. I know how fucking womb awakening it is. And it's really exciting. So, yeah, if anybody else has any questions, please do reach out to me. Felicia, thank you so much. Looking forward to connecting more. Me too. You're in Bali as well, which is lovely. A new soul sister. Thanks, Hannah, for the connection. And thank you, girls, for coming. And thank you, everybody, for showing up. And just, all I can say is before we head off is, go out there and practice, do what you're doing, have a difficult conversation if you need to, go on live if you need to, speak the truth that you have in your heart. If there's anything that, you've been avoiding saying, go out there with this new energy of the Rebel Ma movement behind you and just say the things you need to say, have the hard conversations you need to have, speak the hard truths that need to be spoken, or else say nothing at all. As Kira said, don't tell the people, the begrudgers, anything. But I'd love to stay connected, and we might finish on a little song and a little dance. I like to close off the containers and with a song and a dance. So if anyone has any more questions, reach out now. And if not, I'll send you all an email with all of the details anyway, and with the recording. And thank you so much for showing up today. It's been a pause to get back into the game. And let me just put on this Spotify, and you get ready to go whenever you want. I'm still trying to figure out this technology. It always fails me, but this is a song that I want to play because I just love it. It's a beautiful song, and it is There we go.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the way. It is time now. Time to live in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the way. It is time now. Time to be alive. This great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love.
We shall be known.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these paths.
No, isn't that beautiful? We should have gotten used to sing a song, Kara or Hannah. Both of you are singers. Next time. But thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, reach out if you feel in your heart, in your soul, in your womb that writing your story and becoming a published author as part of the Rebel Ma collective is something that you want to do. You don't just publish your story, you get to facilitate at global retreats, you get to be part of international summits, you get to be a part of a community of women who are shifting the vibration of the world, who are doing big healing work in the world, and who actually give a fuck about nudging humanity forward, which, you know, is few and far between these days. So yeah, I'm really excited to welcome the women in, and I look forward to hearing from anyone who is interested. So thank you, and I'm going to stop the record and send you all love.